little chilly today, but I figured I'd give a walk around of my 2007 Mini Cooper S that I've been for the last 4 years. It's been very reliable, which is kind of funny because it's not supposed to be. So under the hood we have a N14 that nobody likes, but has been working very well for me. I built this one back in April. It's got C10.5:1 compression pistons, K1 rods, the Sport cat cams, ACL bearings, filed the ring gaps myself. I recently changed over to water to air intercooler so I could shorten up the piping. The turbo is a custom built by me. Took an S42, which it ended up having a 46 millimeter billet compressor wheel, and I stuck a KO4 turbine and housing to match. Last I checked, it puts out 260 wheel horsepower. Let's see, I got the BC Racing coilovers, that RedShift revalved for better digressive damping. Single adjustable. This winter I plan on changing my intake location. I tried to get some cooler air, but I don't think that necessarily worked. I spray water injection before the water to air intercooler because I figured I'd want to cool the compressed air before it hits the ice water, so that way the ice water will last longer instead of placing it after the intercooler. Seems to be working. I have the 3J driveline, clutch type LSD. Had the Need for Speed axles. Keeps binding up, broke once, and that was with only 244 wheel horsepower. I have some spares, some stock spares, just in case. I ended up going from the outlet of the turbo here to a 2.5 inch, all the way back and over and down. A lot easier than running it through this little tiny hole to go down. That would have took way too much work. Adding the water to air intercooler was a bit easier. Found this custom box on eBay that to work with a Mustang. Car weighs a little over 2,300 pounds now, with everything cut out, removed. I have a custom 3-inch aluminum mid pipe with a Jones JT3030 XL muffler. That thing only weighs 6 pounds and puts this thing at about 92 decibels. And that's a 3-inch turbo all the way back. I have the Innovate oil and oil pressure, oil temperature sensor gauge there. Aquamist, missing my boost gauge, but I don't really have time to look at it anyway. I get all my data from the race capture down there. That gives me GPS and the data from the car, and I can basically see everything on a log on my phone or the tablet I use. I had to cover a hole because of the rules in the class. Ran out of regular duct tape. These mounts are pretty awesome. It's held by magnets. It holds my Amazon HDX, I believe it is, and I pull 1.3 Gs or more. Holds it just fine. That's my shift light with the watt box that I have located in that little cubby hole. And my weighted gear shift knob with matching emergency brake. The last one I shifted too hard. Top of the knob broke off. This one's pretty nice. Nice and weighted. Recently relocated the battery to the back. Probably should put another cover. Fire extinguisher accidentally went off. Whoops. I have the AEM water meth tank, but I'm using the Aquamist as the setup, which is probably way too advanced for only using water, which is what I'm using. My wife made the custom cover, so it's legal for the class. That seat right there is only 16 pounds, I believe. I think it actually was less than that. And that one over here is 12 pounds. For the brakes, I have the wilwood, the small 11.75 rotors, 4-pot. They do extremely well. The wheel is a 17 times 10.5. Had to do a hub conversion. Basically, I had drilled out the 4x100 to a 5x100, and then used an adapter to go from a 5x100 to a 5x120 to make that work. The rear are stock. I just have Hawk HP Plus pads, and of course another spacer to make everything fit. An RG wing, made some custom mounts using the existing hardware that it came with, other than these rods, which, as you can see, don't necessarily work because I've replaced a few and they're just barely being held on. But what can you do? It's a race car, I guess. Yeah, I forgot to point out I custom made my sunroof delete, which I made a few, sold 2 of them. This one turned out the worst, but obviously my build is not perfect, but it certainly gets the job done. I also removed the rear view mirror, took out the radio for the remote, stuck it up there, so that way I don't have to keep the rear view mirror in, plug it in, take it out when I go racing, because it destroys the view. So if you want to follow what I do, there you go, that's for the Instagram. My wife also drives. Recently just bought an old RV to travel around with this little beast, little baby beast, little mini beast, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's been a lot of fun. Hopefully this little thing will last for many years to come. hopefully you liked my little walkthrough of my 2007 Mini Cooper.